What's up everybody, this is Master Ian Gamer, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing the origin story of Feenix, my most recent Overwatch hero concept. If you haven't seen the video where I go over his kit and abilities, then I strongly recommend checking that out after watching this video. I'll have links to it in the video description and cards on screen, but otherwise, let's get into the origin of Feenix. 7 years ago, King's Row was toppled into chaos by the Omnic extremist group known as Null Sector. Outraged by the ongoing discrimination against their kind, they determined that the only way to stand up to their oppressors was through violence. By death and destruction, they would finally surpass the evolutionary barrier known as humanity. Once the uprising had begun, Null Sector deployed special Omnic units into the streets of London with the sole purpose of exterminating humans. Originally manufactured as industrial deforestation machines, these units were modified by Null Sector under the label F-33 and quickly adopted a more foreboding title: Immolators. These hulking tanks wielded powerful flamethrowers, tuned just right for incinerating anyone unfortunate enough to stand in their way, be they man or fellow machine. These immolators set the city ablaze and were personally responsible for a vast percentage of the uprising casualties. However, the terror of Null Sector and their anti-human movement would soon come to an end. Following the intervention of Overwatch, many of the Omnic extremists, including the fiery immolator units, were deactivated and destroyed, so that they never again could bring fear and destruction to the world. But as life has proved time and time again, you cannot stop evolution. Perhaps it was due to an oversight by the post-uprising cleanup crews, or maybe some stray scumbag who sought to profit from salvaging remains. But one way or another, a single immolator unit, damaged and deactivated, managed to slip through the cracks. Over the years, this unit came to be owned by a wealthy collector who hoarded relics from wars past. Being now one of a kind, he proudly displayed the specimen in his gallery for all to applaud and envy. But here, it would not remain for long. The old war machine attracted the attention of many, including a wealthy Omnic with fine tastes and even finer secrets. Seeing the immolator and knowing the true value of a specimen such as this, the Omnic offered a handsome price to buy it off the collector, a move which was swiftly met with mockery. "And give up what has become my most prized possession," laughed the man. "You'll need more than mere money to tear him from my collection." A pity, thought the wealthy Omnic as he turned to leave the man's gallery. Why must humans always make things so complicated? Within a week, the derelict immolator was on a ship to Venice, stashed away in a box marked for Rialto. Shortly thereafter, it was poised in an underground workshop, where Talon's engineers began work on repairing and improving the nearly decade-old machine. They uploaded new programming into it, a Talon-developed reconditioning module called N9, which was used to make Omnics obey and, if necessary, even give their lives. With it, the revived immolator would become their pawn in the imminent war to come. However, even these modern technological experts seemingly underestimated the heart of an Omnic war machine. Thinking that their work was finished, they reactivated the born-again immolator, and almost immediately, chaos ensued. Within seconds of being given life, the original F-33 Null Sector programming regained control. Without hesitation, he began slaughtering the engineers, burning them alive as they screamed to shut him down. In less than a minute, the only souls left were his and that of a terrified Omnic worker who had helped to oversee the reprogramming. "Thank you for your failure," said the immolator to the trembling speechless automaton. "Consider it your redemption for associating with these inferiors." The immolator then blasted down the workshop doors and stepped into an adjacent corridor. The surprised passersby on the other side didn't even have time to react before their human bodies became engulfed in flame. Cries rang out through the compound as the emergency alarm was activated, and the immolator's second chance at human extermination had begun. Security personnel arrived within seconds, but even they proved inadequate to subdue the steel beast. Bullets ricocheted off his metal body and began melting in the wake of his flamethrower. As smoke started filling the narrow hallways, those who did escape the flames soon found themselves suffocating on the black clouds which now flooded their lungs. But it wasn't long before Talon fully awakened to the threat. Soldiers equipped with respirators and grapple tasers rapidly deployed to the scene. Surrounding him on all sides, stronger and stronger electric currents raged through the immolator's systems as he was shot again and again with high-voltage cables. Letting out a roar of anger, his circuits overloaded and the reborn war machine collapsed to the ground, having failed its mission now for the second time. He awoke sometime later, tightly bound to a large workbench. Feeling that all the wiring to his limbs and weapons had been cut, only his head could move now, and he turned it to look at the Omnic who had just reactivated him. "You caused quite the mess for me," said the wealthy-looking Omnic standing by his side, "and after all I did to save you, too." More angered by the sight of one of his kind wearing their clothes than his own current constrainment, the immolator moved to retort, only to find that his voice box had been disconnected too. "I have great plans for you. Plans that I'm sure you would find satisfactory if only you had allowed me to first fill you in." There was a hint of displeasure in the wealthy-looking Omnic's voice, but his expression was steadfast. "It seems that somehow you've managed to retain your F-33 programming, even with our N9 module installed. An unexpected singularity for sure, but one which may yet prove useful." The Omnic took a single step forward and looked down upon his restrained subject. "My name is Maximilian. My associates and I are looking to stir the pot once again between humans and Omnics, much like what you and your associates tried several years ago. However, this time, we plan to actually succeed." The fire in the immolator's eyes burned red hot, but Maximilian showed no trepidation. "I would like to offer you a job, not only as a soldier, but as an icon. The humans were so confident that they had put your kind to rest years ago. Imagine their fear upon seeing the same nightmare return. You aren't just some new pest to be squashed like all the others, but an image of resilience. They may kill you, but you and your kind will always come back, each time stronger and in greater numbers. You are a testament to that, a phoenix born anew from the ashes." By now, the fire in the immolator's eyes had changed from that of anger to a light of opportunity. "However," continued Maximilian, "if you're going to work for me, that means you need to follow my rules. Namely, that you can't just kill every human you see. Many of them work for us now, whether they realize it or not, and exterminating these ones will ultimately slow our efforts." He could see the conflict blazing behind the immolator's eyes. Two foreign minds locked so tightly in combat against each other that they had become a single consciousness. A consciousness that not even Maximilian fully comprehended, but was convinced could be grasped in the same way as lightning by the human gods of old. "I'll take your silence as a yes, F-33N9. You begin work immediately." And there you go, that's Feenix's origin story. I had a really fun time writing it, so hopefully you all enjoyed listening to it as well. I'd love to do more origin stories like this for future hero concepts I develop, so let me know in the comments down below if this is something you'd like to see me do again. Once again, be sure to check out Feenix's full hero concept and abilities, which I covered in one of my previous videos, and I'll have that linked in the description and cards on screen. Otherwise, be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and share it with a friend if you really liked it. Subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit up the bell to never miss any of my future Overwatch content. This is Master Ian Gamer signing off, and until next time, have a great day.